Cryptography is one of the most important concepts in cybersecurity because it allows you to securely protect data from unauthorized access. It is used to secure classified information, protect corporate secrets, and safeguard personal data from threats like identity theft and cybercrime. Hi guys, I welcome you all to another session on cybersecurity. Today's video is all about cryptography. In this session, we are going to understand what cryptography is, explore its different classifications, and learn how popular encryption algorithms like RSA actually work. Let's begin with a simple example. Imagine a person named Andy who wants to send a private message to his friend Sam on the other side of the world. Since the message is being sent through the internet, Andy wants to make sure nobody else can access or read it. Now imagine there is an attacker named Eve who somehow gains access to the communication channel. Eve can not only read the message but may also attempt to modify it before it reaches Sam. If the message contains private or sensitive information, this could become a serious problem. So how can Andy securely communicate with Sam without worrying about attackers intercepting the message? This is exactly where cryptography comes in. Cryptography is the practice and study of techniques used to secure communication and data in the presence of adversaries. The main goal of cryptography is to convert readable information into an unreadable format so that only authorized users can access it. Here's how the process works. First, the original message, also known as plain text, is converted into numerical form. Then an encryption key is applied using an encryption algorithm. The output generated is called ciphertext, which appears completely unreadable to anyone who intercepts it. This ciphertext is then sent across the network. On the receiving side, the intended user applies a decryption key through a decryption algorithm to recover the original message. If the message has been tampered with during transmission, the receiver may get an error instead of the original plain text. This error is important because it indicates that somebody may have modified the message during transmission. Modern cryptography relies heavily on keeping encryption and decryption keys secret and secure. Cryptography is broadly divided into two major categories: symmetric key cryptography and asymmetric key cryptography. Symmetric cryptography uses the same key for both encryption and decryption, while asymmetric cryptography uses two different keys, a public key and a private key. Let's first discuss symmetric key cryptography. In symmetric encryption, both the sender and receiver share the same secret key. This key is used to encrypt and decrypt the message. One of the most popular examples of symmetric encryption is DES, also known as the Data Encryption Standard. Symmetric cryptography is further divided into classical cryptography and modern cryptography. Classical cryptography includes techniques like transposition ciphers and substitution ciphers. Modern cryptography includes stream ciphers and block ciphers. A transposition cipher works by rearranging the positions of characters in the plaintext according to a specific pattern. The letters themselves remain the same, but their order changes, making the message difficult to understand without the correct arrangement method. A substitution cipher works differently. Instead of rearranging letters, it replaces each letter with another letter based on a predefined substitution rule. The Caesar cipher is one of the most famous examples of substitution ciphers. Next, we have stream ciphers and block ciphers. A stream cipher encrypts data one bit at a time, while a block cipher encrypts data in fixed-size blocks. One of the most widely used block ciphers today is AES, or Advanced Encryption Standard, which encrypts data in blocks of 128 bits. Now let's move on to asymmetric cryptography, also known as public key cryptography. Unlike symmetric encryption, asymmetric cryptography uses two keys. One key is public and can be shared openly, while the other is private and must remain secret. In this system, anyone can encrypt a message using the receiver's public key, but only the receiver's private key can decrypt that message. This provides both encryption and authentication. One of the most widely used asymmetric encryption algorithms is RSA. RSA was developed by Ron Rivest, Adi Shamir, and Leonard Edelman, and the algorithm's name comes from the initials of their surnames. RSA remains one of the most important cryptographic systems used across the internet today. When you visit secure websites like YouTube or online banking platforms, RSA encryption is often used behind the scenes to secure communication between your browser and the website. RSA works by generating two keys, a public key and a private key. The process begins by selecting two large prime numbers and multiplying them together to create a value called n. Additional mathematical calculations are then performed to generate both encryption and decryption keys. The public key is shared openly and used to encrypt messages, while the private key remains secret and is used to decrypt them. The security of RSA depends on the difficulty of factoring extremely large prime numbers, which makes it computationally difficult for attackers to crack the encryption. For example, if someone encrypts a message like "Hi there, when is the exam tomorrow?" using a public key, the output becomes unreadable ciphertext. Only the corresponding private key can convert that ciphertext back into the original readable message. This is what makes RSA such a powerful encryption system and one of the foundations of secure internet communication. At the end of the day, cryptography plays a critical role in protecting our digital world. Whether it's securing emails, banking transactions, passwords, or confidential business data, encryption helps ensure privacy, integrity, and security online. So guys, that brings us to the end of this session on cryptography. I hope you enjoyed learning about encryption, cryptographic systems, and how RSA works in the real world. Thank you for watching, and happy learning.